solution we had before. Just an overall update as far as a lot of these projects that we've been working on. Obviously, the AED project's it's been done for quite some time. Septic breathing apparatus project's complete. Current gear's complete. Rings deployed. Hazmat boots and hazmat suits are to the hazmat department. We're still waiting on some models that are back ordered for them. That's possibly 12 weeks out. Analog radio system, all the mountaintop infrastructure is obviously replaced, but that grant's still in process. We've still not got all the loose ends of that grant tied up and all the obligations as far as closing it out. $509,000 of governor's money, that project's complete. 911 consoles, which 911 is paying for, but we're assisting with the RF side of that project just throughout it. It's still in process, waiting for installation. I'm sure they'll have an update on it as well. And the sheriff's office radios for the new cars are done. What has been discussed that's not complete is basically this whole fire project as far as the radio system. This we just like creating a new radio system from scratch. We'll have to use a different device for this because the one we're using currently at the sheriff's office now is an older device, and the R7's also available. I'm demoing that device now and learning the pros and cons of it. And the frequency allocation that was approved, we're still in process on all that. This year, basically, I was asking the last meeting to bring this back. This year, a basic emergency operation plan is due, and this is that plan. If you want to look at the thickness of this document behind you. I required a grant obligation to update that plan this year through our emergency management performance grant, which pays us about $45,000 per year. So that's going to have to become a priority in my office for the next 12 months. That obviously creates the need for additional staff if we continue these projects forward at the pace we have. We're currently one of the smallest departments in the region as far as emergency management, and we're taxed with what some are as far as our radio system. We're on call 24/7, 365 for that system, and around all times of the day and night, making sure it's still online. Also, a lot of potential for large industrial development in this county that will change my office and the response that we needed and the planning that we need for some of those. Just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. Obviously, if we don't do something as far as staffing, well, priority's got to go over this plan the next 12 months, and we'll work through those projects as we have time until drastically slow. Everything in government takes much longer than what you anticipate. Take any input on that.
How many additional staff are you looking for?
What we mentioned at the last meeting was adding one full-time, and the mayor brought it. We were talking about maybe transferring some part-time money to that, but the mayor brought it at the end of the year last year. We literally ran out of money about a month before the end of the year as far as my part-time people. So I know we had one search operation during that I basically didn't have to respond to just because we didn't have the funding. They all called and said, hey, we'll come do this for free. If you need help, just let us know. But that's what we're into the end of the budget year. As far as staffing right now, it's me and Randy Price that are working pretty regular. Then I've got Josh Ball and Caleb Sick that are basically kind of reserve style staff in large scale emergencies. The obligation of 24/7, 365 on that radio system is a huge obligation for one person to. My fear is something to go bad with that while I'm gone and nobody be there to have a clue where to start on it.
The approximate cost of what one full-time position would cost?
We just do a with Eric on all that, if we want to pursue them.
It would just be a guess at this time, John, salary benefits, et cetera. And
Right.
it always depends on what benefits they need to take, what insurance, things like that. But, it may be something that we really need to take a serious look at come budget time.
I have a question, is this anybody you're looking for, or a trained person, or what's the requirement for this job?
Obviously, if we hired that person as a deputy director for my position, it would basically be the same job description as mine in my absence or whatever. But if we're looking for somebody to lay most of that radio workload on, we need to find somebody that's capable of doing networking, capable of doing some of the whole diagnostic stuff. A radio vendor comes from is an hour and a half away anytime that there's a problem. So we obviously don't want that system down an hour and a half if we can troubleshoot it ourselves. So that's if we're looking for somebody for that aspect, we want somebody with that background, which is, I'll be honest, it's hard to find. It's hard for them as the vendor of the state to find those people right now.